Hello everybody, hello, Wellness Wednesday, welcome. Okay, I'm going to jump in here today and just talk really quickly what I do in relation to sore throats, because that's exactly me right now. It's just, I don't know, as the day goes on it seems to be getting, I would say not necessarily sore, but it's just hanging around and it's kind of starting to bother me. So I'm like, you know what, let's talk about it, because it seems to be too that there is a lot of sore throats, runny noses, coughing going around. My boys have had a bit of a runny nose and a bit of a cough. And in saying that, I'm trialing a brand new blend that I've never used before for my son who has got a really bad cough. And this morning, after he went to school, I was like, hold on a minute. He didn't cough at all. And in that blend, I've got to try and remember it, but I will share it once I've seen a little bit more of a result. It's got geranium, Douglas fir, cinnamon, and thyme. Those 4 oils, especially geranium, is an oil that I would never have thought to put into a blend to help coughs. And I was pretty amazed. So I will share more on that. I'll see how he is this afternoon, but I think I'm on to a winner. Anyways, I want to talk about sore throats because that's exactly me today. I'm not going to keep this long because I feel like my voice is going to disappear. That's how sore it is. Which is not surprising after being in Sydney. Bound to come home with something, right? It's just that the advantage of having my oils is that I can get on top of it now, and I can help the severity and the time frame of it actually cut back in a way. So the first things that I did this morning when I woke up and had a really sore throat, one of the great things that I do is I have here right now, you can see the steam coming off it, is a cup with some warm water, a teaspoon of raw honey. I have in it today 1 drop of On Guard, 1 drop of turmeric, which will be available on the 4th of June for those in Australia next month, woohoo, 1 drop of lime, 1 drop of copaiba. And I just will sip that, and I notice how much it actually can help my throat there as well. Now, I know that lime is probably an oil that you would think, lime for a sore throat? Okay, lime actually has, without getting all science and technical on it, lime actually has a really high chemical constituent in it, which can help with what could sit in here. Okay, I can't say too much because of compliance, but lime oil is pretty amazing when we've got something, you know, going on here that we don't want to go any further. So that's the first thing that I do is I have that drink, and I will have it, you know, this is probably my 3rd cup today, to get on top of it and to help with the soothing sensation. The other thing that I keep in the cupboard is this old jam jar has got some honey in it. Again, it's raw honey, and I have in here about, I don't even know how much was in here. It might have been a cup of honey. And I had 5 drops of On Guard, 5 drops of wild orange, I have 5 drops of frankincense, and I have 5 drops of copaiba in here. So what you can also do is you can just have like a teaspoon of it, and pretty much it's like, you know, swirl it around your mouth. It can be like a lozenge. The other thing that you can do, and for my kids, is I just put the teaspoon in some warm water and they actually sip it. So this is kind of like a good little hack. Is just to have this jar made up, and I keep this in the cupboard for that purpose, especially as we come into winter, to help with sore throats. Now my nose as well is starting to run, so that's where I'm like, okay, I need to get on top of this. Now what I actually do on the outside of my throat is I actually use the Purify blend. It works wonders. Now with the Purify blend, this is all I do. I will put a drop into my hand like that. And I would do this as much as I need to, because again, guys, remember, you can use your oils, you know, hey Beck, every 20 minutes, every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, as much, because you can't physically overdose on your oils. So I rub my hands together. This is all I do. Now, I know a lot of you are like, Purify? Hey, Rihanna, why would you use Purify? For those that haven't been following me for a while and don't know my story, cut a long story short, is when I first got started with doTERRA over 10 years ago, I was obviously pregnant and I used peppermint. Now, when we got such profound results using peppermint to help me with my pregnancy, I originally grew up in New South Wales. And I've been in Queensland now for, I can't remember, 15, 16, 17 years. I have no idea now. I've lost count. For quite some time. When I moved up here to Queensland, I kept getting a sore throat after sore throat. Didn't have it once when I was in New South Wales. And I kept going back to the doctor and I kept getting, another script and another script and another script. I just couldn't get rid of it. And it got to the point where the doctor actually said, look, we might just have to take these out. And when a doctor actually says that, you know that you're on borderline of, okay, things are not going to get better. So when, obviously this is over 10 years ago, myself and my husband did research. When my husband said, he said, you know what, you need Purify. I went, Purify? But, because it's got a blend in here, so of lemon, Siberian fir, citronella, lime, tea tree, cilantro. I said, Purify? They sound like oils for bugs. What? And he's like, just do it. So I did as I was told and got Purify from the US, because remember, over 10 years ago, doTERRA wasn't in Australia. And I just did that. I got Purify, I put it in my hands, rubbed it over here, did it, for a little while, maybe a couple of weeks. I can't exactly remember the time frame, and never had it back since. So this is where my go-to, and I've got so many customers in my community that actually use Purify now for any sign of anything that you've got going on here. And I know you probably think, what? Those oils. Those oils, when you look at them individually, you look at the chemistry behind what that plant actually can provide to be able to help your body. You're like, okay, that totally makes sense. And it does. So that's all I do is Purify. And I keep doing this, and you will start to, and for me already, I can start to feel it tone down the little, the pain, I suppose, that I've got there, which is just amazing. And that's what I said about having my drink in here, is having lime. If you haven't tried lime for a sore throat, again, ideally, for me, I get the most effect when I put warm water with some honey. You can put lime onto the outside of the throat if you wish, but lime, again, is in your Purify, okay? If you don't have lime, use wild orange or lemon in place of it. Now, the other things that I do, and I alternate all the time, is I actually use Manuka. And I love, love, love Manuka. Again, this is like tea tree, only that it's like 33 times stronger than tea tree. And again, you can layer on top. You can put them on as many times as you like. It doesn't matter. So with the Manuka here, I just do this. And I love, love, love the smell of it. Okay. And rub it in. Now, also too, Piper woke up with a sore ear this morning. Just woke up with it. I'm like, oh yeah, here we go, because he's prone to that. So the first things that we did with him, obviously we do salty water because we don't want anything to happen in here. So we get salty water in his ears, and then we actually use Manuka around the ear to be able to help with the gunk that he has there. And then we use basil, and I put basil onto my finger because that's your ear oil, and I put it on the bones. You never put your oils in your ears. And he's at school. I'm like, I keep waiting for the school to ring, but that's just him. So that's what I turn to pretty much for my oils. Now, the other thing that I'm doing, because I don't want this to go any further, I need my body to be able to do its work, is obviously my immune blend with the stickers all falling off. Again, this has got frankincense, lemon, On Guard, the stickers coming off there, oregano, tea tree, and arborvitae. This is like my powerhouse oil for anything like this, so it's just straight down my spine or on the bottoms of my feet, whatever I feel like doing. And I'm doing that about 5 times a day because I want to get on top of it, and I know come tomorrow that I will start to feel, heaps better. The other thing that I'm doing is I have these amazing little On Guard beadlets, and they are super tiny. Even Noni will have these, and they are half a drop. I don't know if you can see how tiny they are. They are really tiny. Now, the reason why I put On Guard, I can burst it in my mouth with my tongue because it's got clove in it as well. It's going to give me a really good numbing effect there. or just swallow it just like that. Okay, and told you my nose is running. So that's another great little thing that you can do, and for the kids as well. The other thing, if you have, and I forgot to pick them up, the On Guard, I think they even call them On Guard throat drops, or they might be On Guard drops. Can't remember. One thing that I love to do with it is I grab a drop, I open it up, I put it in a cup, and I fill it with warm water. Okay, because then what's going to happen is the warm water is actually going to dissolve that throat drop, and then you're going to sip it. That's like the best, easiest hack ever. You can actually suck on it if you want to, as like a lozenge. That works a treat, but sometimes you just kind of want something different. So if you don't have all those oils to make up the drink to help your throat, put the drop in a cup of water, let it sort of do its thing, and then just sip it, and it works amazing. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I always do when it comes to sore throats. My kids pretty much follow the same protocol, because I know the results are pretty amazing when they've actually used that as well. So that's what I do. So I'll quickly recap. Cup with warm water, a teaspoon of raw honey. Then I have got in here today 1 drop of On Guard, 1 drop of turmeric, 1 drop of lime, 1 drop of copaiba. If you don't have turmeric, leave it out. If you don't have copaiba, use frankincense. If you don't have lime, use lemon. Okay, and I will just sip that and do it as much as I need to. On the outside of my throat, 1 or 2 drops of Purify up and down the throat. Then I will also use Manuka on the outside of the throat as well. On Guard beadlets to help with the numbing and to help my body do its thing. I'm trying to find compliant language here. Then I have my big immune blend, just to make sure that my body can do its thing and support it up and down the spine and on the bottoms of the feet. And then lastly, if you want a really easy mum hack, which I find easy, is keep a jar. It's about a cup of raw honey that I keep in the cupboard, and it has, excuse me, I think it's about 5 drops of On Guard, lemon, frankincense, and copaiba in here. Every time I go to take a teaspoon out and I put it in my cup, I just swirl it around first, okay, and then put the teaspoon in, or you can just suck the teaspoon if you really want to as well. And then you can use your On Guard throat drops as well. Easy. It seems like, whoa, what did she say? What is she doing? It seems like heaps of steps, but it is seriously not heaps of steps. The little that you do today can really affect you later on, because if you don't do the little that you can to support this, you could be in bed for a few days. We don't want that, and I don't want that. So I do the little that I can today so that I am feeling much better tomorrow, and I know that I will. The oils too that I'm drinking and also putting on here is going to be helping my runny nose as well. So double win. But as my husband said, that's what happens when you go to Sydney. You can't expect to come home with absolutely nothing. I'm like, yeah, I know. But that's how it goes. So there we go. My good little hacks. All right, guys. See you next week.